lost my revolution. Bars no matter institution, still treated less than human. Martian a man, this success not part of their plan. Navigate sands now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Jarrell's Journal. My name is Jarrell, and I'm your host. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If your first time here, I appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, you have any comments, whatever, please feel free to chime in while you're listening, after you're listening. Send a message, DM, put it in the comments, however you're listening. Definitely love hearing from you guys and getting you guys feedback, getting topics that you want to talk about and discuss together, as we grow as a family. So I definitely appreciate that. And I appreciate the continued supporters in here that listen. So let me get into it. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the art of listening. Okay, and transforming relationships. Now, this is very important. Okay, just picture this scenario. Picture one person speaking and another person truly engaging in active listening. Can you imagine it? Can you picture it? Because I know in the times that we are in now, that rarely happens. You don't really see people that often really engaging in active listening. They're either in their phones or in their devices or paying attention to gossip, the news. There's people out there that say they listen, but they don't. Right? So we're going to talk about in this episode why listening, it's such a critical component to not only effective communication, but also relationship building. Okay? And it's unbelievable. So before we delve into how to active listen, let's talk about why. And it's not about just listening and hearing words, okay? The whole thing with active listening is comprehending, right? It's emphasizing with what's being said, what's being told, okay? So not only does active listening foster trust, it also fosters empathy, understanding in relationships. And it also shows whoever you're talking to that you value their perspective, you value their thoughts, you value their feelings, and you are genuinely interested in what they have to say, right? And I know I can speak for most people when I say that there are times to where we don't actively listen as well as we think we are, or as well as we should. And we don't know. I know for me, I do my best to active listen, and I get compliments all the time from like, wow, you really was listening to what I was saying. You really didn't, you didn't cut me off. You didn't try to talk me or tell a story to have it outshine mine. You actually was listening, engaging, you responded accordingly, and you asked really good questions that I could tell that you were listening. But there are times, and I think it's just it's human nature, to where if we have a lot on our mind, or we're doing something else, we're trying to multitask, that we could tend to zone out. I know I'll zone out and I'll miss what somebody says completely, and I have no idea what they said, what they was talking about. I zoned out. I wasn't even thinking about it. So it happens. But for the most part, I try to do my best to listen, to understand, to feel them, to make sure that they're not just talking to a brick wall. And to make sure that they actually know and understand that and feel that they're being heard, right? Because that's the most important piece. People want to feel like they're being heard. They want to know that they're being heard and not brushed off, or just shoved to the wayside. That is one of the worst feelings you can ever have. I've had that many of times, many a times, and when that happens, especially, well, in the past, I've gotten better at it, but in the past, when that's happened, I'm the one to tend to shut down. I don't want to share my thoughts or feelings with anybody. I don't know how to respond. I don't know who I could trust and who I could talk to. I don't know if the next person I try to open up to or share is going to do the same thing. That used to be my old mindset. Now, after experiencing that for many of years, I've grown. I've learned from it, and I continue to grow. And what I do now is that I recognize what they're doing, and I meet them where they're at. Right. So, saying this, we all see people. We can see, all right, cool. You're this type of person. You're this type of person. You're nice. You're my friend. But active listening, to me, it's like it's a sign of disrespect, because if I feeling comfortable enough to be vulnerable to you, if I feel like our relationship is getting close, if we're cool, we're friends, whatever we are, then I feel that I could be vulnerable, because that's what you should be. When you're talking to friend, family member, somebody's close to you, you should automatically feel comfortable being vulnerable around them. And that means when you're speaking your feelings, when you're speaking your mind, when you're, just talking, you're expecting the other person to utilize active listening. You're expecting the other person to really sit there, stop what they're doing. If they watch TV, pause it. If they, or turn it down, you're expecting them to look you in the eye, right? And just really be in tune, okay? Or, sit back and really understand what's going on. And when you don't get that, that hurts. And that will ruin a relationship. And it's ruined many of mine. I'll tell you that. So how can we become better listeners, right? And how can we position ourselves around better listeners to be able to open up and be vulnerable and feel comfortable and not feel like you have to turtle up whenever you're around certain people or all people. Like I said before, you give your full attention, right? You put away your distractions, phones, laptops, cut off TV, turn down the TV, whatever it is, especially if it's somebody that's coming with a really serious conversation. Like if I come to you and I'm trying to talk to you about something, I expect you to listen. One, because when you come to me in a serious situation or a serious moment or whatever else, you expect me to listen and hear you. That's respect. This is a sign of respect, right? And it's also a sign of empathy, right? Because you're allowing yourself to see things from their perspective when you're actually listening, when you're actually active listening. And you can acknowledge their feelings, you can acknowledge their emotions, and you be able to really put together both sides, whether you agree or not. There's many times where I don't agree with the side, but I understand what they're saying. I understand what they mean. I understand why they feel the way they feel. I may not agree with their decisions, what they're trying to do, or what they're saying about the situation, but I understand why they would feel to say certain things. Right? That's empathy. Okay. Another thing to that you should practice if you're not doing it already, or if you're in a situation to where you're the one that's talking and sharing and this is happening to you, like consider it as a red flag. And that's nonverbal cues. That's not somebody who's not keeping eye contact with you. They're not, not in agreement. If you're really into a conversation, you're really gonna nod, you're gonna shake your head, you're gonna what? There's gonna be a lot of nonverbal. You can, facial expressions, all of that. But if you're in a conversation with somebody or they're in a conversation with you, and whenever something, it's getting told, you just, mm, wow. Like you see how, that is? Like, I'm like, yo, who is you? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I feel like you're dismissing me. And those facial expressions and those verbal cues, they sitting there just on your phone, word, you're not even looking up, you just word. Oh man, that's crazy. We all know it. We all know the saying, word. That's crazy. No. What? Get out of here. You hear any of them, they're not paying attention. They ain't listening. Or, majority of the time, I'll say that. Majority of the time, they're not paying attention. They're not listening. The other time, they just don't care. And they're ready to move on to something else. So look out for those, right? And, when it comes to building relationships with, your partner, your friends, colleagues, the more you're able to active listen, I promise the stronger your relationship's going to be. It it works wonders. Like I'm not a talkative person like that. I like to get my point across when I feel like it's needed. But other than that, I'm one of those who sit back and observe and watch. Um, I love the people watch, but I also listen, and that's one of my strong suits. It's one of my strength is active listening, even when and reading body language. Um, even when the person's not talking to me, and that's built many of relationships. Um, that's allowed that allowed me to gain you know people's trust where you know I didn't think I would have either. I didn't feel like I was that popular like in high school or whatever, or I just kind of stayed by myself. But when people talk to me, they know I'm gonna listen. If I talk to Jarrell, I know he's gonna listen. He's gonna hear me out. He's gonna tell me how he feels. He's gonna tell me his truths, and then I know I could talk. I could rely on him. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to be, and that's who you want to find and want to be around. Those who hey, this person, like he can active listen on point, or she got active listen on point. Like I know if I have something, if I need an ear, I need a shoulder to lean on. I need an ear to talk to. I need somebody. I could go to that person because that person demonstrates, you know, that person embodies what active listening is. Okay, and it builds trust, it deepens relationships, and it creates that everlasting bond because if I can't be vulnerable, if I can't speak my mind, if I can't say whatever I want to say to anybody else, I know I can with this person, or this person knows they can with me. So that's then I feel like this needed to be said because I like I said, I like to people watch and I see it all the time. And it's very annoying. And y'all let me know. Y'all comment. If y'all watching this on YouTube, y'all comment. Y'all DM me. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, uh, Facebook. Like, y'all let me know how y'all feel. Let me know if this ever happened to you. Let me know if it ever happened to you. You talking to somebody and you was able to tell that they weren't listening, or that you done that to somebody else. Let me know. Let's talk about this because especially in the age of social media and technology, and now that damn Apple head thing is out now. Now people are really walking around the streets with fucking the 3D display and seeing everything. Um, it's about to get crazy. People are really not gonna be listening because they're not listening now, and they're really not gonna be listening once they're able to afford that hefty price of that Apple device. So come on now, let's be courteous. Let's show empathy to one another, and let's appreciate what others have to say. How others feel, and just let's connect. Let's connect with other people. Let's stop trying to isolate and be alone. And who the fuck want to be alone? Nobody wants to be lonely. Like, so listen to others, give respect, and respect will be given back. And Yeah, that's all I got, man. I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to get that out there, and hope you guys able to take this and understand where I'm coming from. And those who aren't applying it, I hope you guys will start applying it. Um, it'll start making the world a better place, and it'll start making you a better person, and you know, feel a lot better. Because when you do good and you put good out, good comes back to you, and that's a fact, Jack. So I appreciate again you guys listening, you guys tuning in, you guys watching, however you are, however you tune in to this podcast. Like I said, you feeling like, let me know if this ever happened to you or if you've done this to somebody else. Also, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, like I said, DM me, put it in the comments. However you need to, reach out to me. Let me know what you need to discuss, what you want to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna keep sharing my side and my thoughts, but I also want to build a community to where we can all share and teach and learn from one another. This is Jarrell's journal. I'm journaling to you guys. I want you guys to be able to journal to me, put it out there. How else are we gonna learn? I promise you, you're not the only one going through the situation that you're going through. So why not be able to share your side, share your information, share your thoughts, your feelings, and who knows, you may be able to help somebody out, and get them to open up, get them to share, get them to actually slow down and think about what they're doing. You never know how you can impact somebody else's life when you share your story, when you share your thoughts, when you share your feelings. So keep that in mind. Reach out to me. I'm Jarrell, and I appreciate you listening to Jarrell's Journal. Until next time, y'all be safe. Y'all be happy. Y'all be nice. Y'all show empathy to one another. And I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.